I'm sitting in my car in my thick purple parka. It's 6:30 a.m. It's February, the dead of winter. I start my car, and a blast of cold air from the vent hits me in the face like a swift punch in the nose. I crank up the heat and hope I'll get warm soon, and I drive off. Time to get to work. I just started my job at the Children's Hospital, and I was really nervous. As I drove through those snowy roads, I thought, it's not too late. I can call in sick, right? I can just make a U-turn down the street and get back into bed. That sounded good. But the knot in my stomach started to tighten. I looked up at the still black sky and I wondered, am I going to screw up today? That morning, I was assigned to 4-year-old Chloe, who was scheduled for a tonsillectomy. When Chloe came into the unit, she was smiling brightly, wearing her cute little white shirt with yellow polka dots. How cute was Chloe, I thought. I introduced myself to her, and she introduced me to her 2 favorite stuffed animals, Garrett the carrot and Twinkle the cat. I introduced myself to Chloe's parents, and I explained to them what to expect for the day. They seemed to have understood what was going on, so I thought, we're off to a good start. I gave Chloe's mom a hospital gown so she could get Chloe changed before surgery. So after surgery, Chloe came back to us on the unit without her tonsils, and she was a completely different child. Her once bright eyes were now clouded with fatigue. She whimpered softly in pain as she held a melting orange popsicle in her hand. Oh, did I mention that Chloe was still wearing her own white shirt with the yellow polka dots? That is not a good sign, folks. Usually, when a child comes back from surgery wearing their own clothes, it means that there was a fight along the way to get the hospital gown on. So it's better just to keep the child in their own clothes, just to keep the peace. Okay, I thought, let's get Chloe drinking fluids so we can get her home as soon as possible. Drinking fluids and good pain control, as all nurses know, are a vital part of discharge. And neither myself or Chloe's parents could get her to drink. Grandma and Grandpa got on the phone and tried to convince her, and still no luck. So I thought to myself, what would charge Nurse Kathy do? So I switched into mean nurse mode. I put my hands on my hips and I looked Chloe straight in her defiant brown eyes and I said, Chloe, if you don't drink, I cannot send you home today. Well, Chloe responded by pulling a blanket over her head. I'm guessing that was a no. Negotiations just were not going well. I glanced at Chloe's helpless parents, and then I looked at Garrett and Twinkle for help. Nothing. But sitting in front of them there was a yellow plastic table with a tea set, with 4 blue teacups and 1 pink teapot. Then suddenly it came to me, let's have a tea party and invite Grandma and Grandpa, and Chloe could be the guest of honor. Chloe's parents' eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. Chloe's mom grabbed the phone and made the call. Sometime later, I went to check on Chloe, and I stepped into the room and I just stopped. There was Grandma and Grandpa standing next to the window. It was like the clouds had parted, like a radiant beam of light had flooded the room. A heavenly chorus of hallelujah rang inside my head. There was Grandma, tenderly holding Chloe's hand, while Grandpa was arranging the chairs around that tiny table. Chloe's dad slowly poured apple juice into each cup. Chloe gleefully hopped into her seat, holding Twinkle and Garrett. Grandma and Grandpa somehow managed to squeeze their adult frames into the child-sized chairs. Pinky's up for tea, said Grandpa. And after a few cups of tea, Chloe was finally able to go home. After my shift that day, I was back in my car. I looked up at the clear blue sky, and as the afternoon sun warmed my face, I thought, maybe I'll have myself a tea party today.